A Chicago police officer accused of shooting a friend in the head with his service revolver is still on the job tonight. That's even though it's been a year since the Civilian Office of Police Accountability first recommended he be fired.
An explosive report, first revealed by our CBS 2 investigators, accuses the officer of lying about the shooting for nearly a decade, making it look like a suicide attempt. Here's CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini.
What's the right thing to do?
The right thing to do? We get justice. He gets criminal charges.
It was 2010 when Patty LaPorta's son Mikey was shot in the head.
So he's had 9 surgeries.
Yes.
He's still fighting to recover. For years, Mikey LaPorta has said Chicago police officer and childhood friend Patrick Kelly fired the bullet.
This was a bad cop.
Kelly was never arrested for it and is still a Chicago police officer. The LaPorta family says they have fought nearly a decade of lies and what they believe to be a police cover-up. The shooting happened after a late night of drinking together. The friends went back to Kelly's apartment where LaPorta says they got into an argument about Kelly hitting his own dog. LaPorta says that's when Kelly used his police weapon to shoot him in the head. But when Kelly called 911, he gave a different story.
I just had a friend that committed suicide.
He said it was a suicide attempt. Responding officers just took his word that it was a suicide attempt and failed to investigate it as a possible crime, as they would with any other shooting. That was one of the findings in this 74-page report from the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, obtained by the CBS 2 investigators. The most explosive findings? COPA says evidence shows Kelly pulled the trigger and lied about it for nearly a decade.
What did that report say to you?
Finally, somebody's doing their job.
I want justice for my son.
The LaPortas blame many others in the Chicago Police Department for protecting Kelly. The COPA report does too, saying a responding lieutenant said to handle the scene as if Officer Kelly had discharged his weapon. But COPA found the investigation was not treated as a homicide from the outset, and that detectives tried to convince LaPorta's family and friends to agree with Kelly's version of a suicide attempt.
You feel pain there?
Yeah. It's a lot of pain.
After the shooting, Mikey was in a coma and couldn't speak. Eventually, after years of therapy, he improved.
You feel good?
Yeah, considering I got shot in the head.
When he finally regained his ability to talk, he pointed the finger at Kelly and said Kelly lied in his 911 call to cover up the shooting. Listen again.
I just had a friend that committed suicide.
At first, Kelly thought LaPorta was already dead, but then during the call, LaPorta started to breathe.
I need an ambulance. I need them.
COPA documents show when help arrived, Kelly was highly intoxicated, belligerent, swung at a female police sergeant, and began to storm the paramedics who were trying to save LaPorta. The report also says Kelly made false statements about all that too, saying he was not drunk and did not attack anyone.
There are so many good cops out there, so many. But the ones who are bad, you look at the damage that they do to this city, its reputation, and its budget. Get rid of the bad cops.
Attorney Tony Romanucci won a $44.7 million lawsuit against the city for LaPorta, but the city's appealing and LaPorta hasn't gotten a dime. Among the evidence, how police questioned Kelly after the shooting.
All right, I did nothing wrong, but I'm telling you what I want, and I still have rights. I may be a police officer, but I have rights.
Kelly asked for his father, and for some reason, detectives then ask if his father is also a cop.
Was your father in police? He was. Okay. Is he still in police? No, he's not. Okay.
Patrick, we just want to talk to you. Pat.
Call my attorney.
For years, Kelly repeatedly declined to talk to us. One time, he even ran when we tried to question him about the shooting and his other police misconduct cases. And he's had dozens of misconduct allegations against him. In 2014, while on duty, he was accused of wrongfully shooting and killing Hector Hernandez in this kitchen.
Where he was just standing here in this corner.
Hernandez's girlfriend says Hernandez was having a mental breakdown and then threatened to harm himself with a knife.
I don't like going back to that day.
She says Officer Kelly was one of 2 officers who opened fire. IPRA records, the agency replaced by COPA, claim Hernandez lunged at police with a knife, and Patrick Kelly fired 11 times until his gun jammed. And then a year earlier, in 2013, Kelly was accused of wrongfully tasering Elena Turner.
I look down and I have a taser in my belly, then I get 2 more in my arm.
Turner says Kelly was threatening to tow her vehicle, and then when she tried to get her child's car seat out, Kelly got angry and deployed the taser. Turner was pregnant.
And then you had a miscarriage?
Yes, a couple days later.
Turner's case settled for $500,000. The Hernandez lawsuit is pending.
A man died. Turner, she lost her baby.
One day they need to name a hurricane after Patrick Kelly and call it Hurricane Kelly, because this officer, since he started in the department, has left literally a path of destruction.
I can't understand why it took so long. I mean, Mikey lost 10 years of his life.
Kelly, meanwhile, has continued getting paid as an officer even when pulled off the street in 2017 to work desk duty. COPA's final report was released 2 months ago. Still no word on what Superintendent Eddie Johnson plans to do, keep Kelly on the job or fire him, leaving this family in limbo.
Dave, they were talking about this family that justice for them is criminal charges. What are the possibilities that this case will be pursued in that way?
You know, they hope the state's attorney takes a look at this report, and there's enough stuff in this report that says Michael LaPorta is a credible witness to his own shooting. So they hope it goes further and he's criminally charged.
The first recommendation to fire Kelly came a year ago. This recommendation from COPA to fire Kelly came more than 2 months ago. And we've heard nothing from CPD?
Nothing from Eddie Johnson at all. This family says they deserve an answer.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.